ndị a bụ ndị na-achụ efi, ndị Fulani. Anyị nwetara n'ime ọfịa, mana onwe nwa na-ele efi ha bịa kpọọ ya ka ọ bịa golo efi n'ime ọfịa. Onwe nwa na-ele efi akpọta ha bịa ka ọ bịa golo efi, ọ bịazie ka o golo efi. Afịa bụ Chikanso na onye ha bịa ka ha kpọọ ka ọ bịa golo efi, ọ bịazi ige efi, ha wee ha mụtezie n'ime ọfịa. Mmadụ ịnọ bụ AK-47 nyanwa gbawazie gbana n'ude wee kpọwazie anyị. So mgbe anyị jipụtazie n'ude ha ma gbawazie anyị egbe. Mmadụ ịta bụ ndị anyị nweta, ndị ọzọ gbaa ọsọ. So anyị chọrọ ka anyị ha ga-eru SARS. So nọ nke anyị fụ na-agụ azụ odumodu ka anyị nweta ya. So nọ ka unu mara ebe onye ọbụla nọ ya na-enye information na information matters. Anyị nweta ha n'ime odumodu. Ha bụrụ nwa be anyị ọgbanarị ha. Daalụ.
You know, most Biafrans are yet to understand how deep these people have eaten into Biafraland. So when we make calls and drop important informations like this to be spread across Biafraland and those in diaspora, calling for help, you know, so that the Biafran Defense Forces and other gallant men in the bush that are fighting for the freedom and protection of Biafra will continue to do the needful. People just overlook it without even spreading the news and spreading the information. These people are taking over most of our bushes in Biafran land. In fact, in some communities in this same Biafran land, in the homeland, there are people, so many people who are still scared of going to their own farmland in their own community because of the fear of being, the latest animal to be slaughtered by these people. They are moving with AK-47. They are moving with sophisticated weapons being provided to them by their sponsors, which we all know to be the government of the zoo. That is a fact. That is a known fact for now. So Biafrans are yet to understand how deep and how rooted these people have eaten into Biafra land. The whole thing is going crazy at this point in time because it's as if, the next minute you're safe and the next seconds you cannot even talk about your safety anymore in Biafra land. I'm not talking about the zoo generally. I'm talking about Biafran land, which is my main focus, which is my homeland. These people are eating deeply, massacring and buying innocent people. Go back and watch that video. Go back, let me even replay the video so that you will understand what is happening in Biafran land. They have different tactics, they have different pattern in carrying out all their atrocities. Different patterns. So look at the way they lured that young man. Assuming he didn't notice on time, or he wasn't smart enough, or his chi didn't come to his rescue, what would have been the ordeal of this young man? Maybe they would have kidnapped him, or they would have tied him and used him for organ harvesting. Remember, they also generate income in organ harvesting. Have you forgotten? This is the kind of atrocities that is, that we are now seeing in Biafran land. So for those of you who major interest is in, taking or dragging the finances that is meant to help in helping us fight these these criminals and these herdsmen in Biafran land, that is meant to help in providing the necessary equipment to fight these people. Please stop it. Stop it. You're destroying and causing more harms in Biafran land than you think. It is not about your greed and your selfishness. It's about a lot of people who have actually, been unalive in this struggle by these herders. If nothing is done about it as quickly as possible, it will continue to deteriorate and continue to spread even further into Biafran land, to the extent that, nothing will be done about it. Remember, it is at this time that we have to curtail this thing. If not, when it spreads to the level that it cannot be reversed anymore, they will strike. And when they strike, a lot of Biafrans, our mothers, our fathers, our children, our brothers and our sisters, our loved ones will be the ones that will suffer it. Go to Benue State and see what is happening. I'm going to even play the news of the Benue massacre so that you will understand. If this kind of thing should fall again and happen in Biafran land, Otilo, that is it. It is gone. We won't be fighting for Biafra again. We'll be fighting, we'll be trying our best to even secure our land. It won't even be about fighting for Biafran freedom anymore, because we will have to pend it and start running helter-skelter to at least take our land back from these people. You know how they operate. When they go into a land, they buy as innocent people as possible and they take over that land. They continue to spread until they take over the whole community. And they establish their terrorist organization and continue to strike. That is how they continue to, take one community to the other till they get their agenda. But we will reject it and fight against it in every way that is possible. That is why, if you're watching this video, as I will post the video again so that you will listen, please help us to share it so that Biafrans, we all know what is happening in Biafran land. Please enjoy.
Ndị a bụ ndị na-achụ efi, ndị Fulani, anyị nwetara n'ime ọfịa, mana onwe nwa na-ele efi ha bịa kpọọ ya ka ọ bịa golo efi n'ime ọfịa. Onwe nwa na-ele efi akpọta ha bịa ka ọ bịa golo efi, ọ bịazie ka o golo efi. Afịa bụ chikanso. Na onye ha bịa ka ha kpọọ ka ọ bịa golo efi, ọ bịazie ige efi. Ha wee amụtezie n'ime ọfịa, mmadụ ịnọ bụ AK-47. Nyanwa gbawazie gbana n'ude wee kpọwazie anyị. So mgbe anyị jipụtazie n'ude, ha ma gbawazie anyị egbe. Mmadụ ịta bụ ndị anyị nweta, ndị ọzọ gbaa ọsọ. So anyị chọrọ ka anyị ha bịa SARS. So nọ nke anyị fụ na-agụ azụ odumodu ka anyị nweta ya. So n'ọkụ unu mara ebe onye ọbụla nọ ya na-enye information na information matters. Anyị nwetara ha n'ime odumodu, ha bụrụ nwa be anyị ọgbanarị ha. Daalụ.
Breaking news. Biafra Liberation Army sends strong message to Finnish authorities, exposes Nigerian plan in Imo State. Hear the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel/television this very moment. Today's date is 12th of June 2025, and I have some video clips and important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, The Biafra Liberation Army, BLA, has actually sent a message to Finnish authority, but this very message is coming because of the evil plans of the Zoo Janjaweed Nigerian government in Imo State in conjunction with Hope Uzodimma. So I'm going to analyze it, of course, but there's another information which I'm going to show you after this very video. I would want you to pay attention. That very information is what we're going to use to connect the dot with what the Biafra Liberation Army is going to say in this very video. So, but this very message, this very broadcast is strictly directed to Finnish authority. I want them to watch this very broadcast from beginning till the very end of it, that they may understand what is going on. Now, before we begin to play the video, let me introduce the man on the screen. He is a personnel of Biafra Liberation Army, known as NJMECOP. He is also the spokesperson of Biafra Liberation Army. Every news or information that we want to hear from Biafra Liberation Army always comes from his mouth. And once he speaks, it is authentic. We don't argue it because we know who he is. So, this introduction of NJMECOP is for Finnish authorities, that they may know who is about to speak. And after his own speech, then I will show them another vital information which is going on now, happening in Imo State, the same place where Nigeria government has already mapped out for destruction. So, let us first of all watch the video and listen to him. Don't go nowhere because we still have more in the kitchen.
Greetings, consensus peoples of the world. My fellow Biafrans, I am here with a current information of what is going on in the land of Biafra, especially in old Imo State. As our able leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is strongly defeating the Nigerian terrorist government in their own courts, in their own law courts. And in the same way that Mazi Simeon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, are also defeating the Nigerian prosecutors in Finland. So, during all this victory on the side of Biafrans, the Nigerian federal government summoned the Southeast governors and some of their political leaders and they are currently in a meeting with Nigerian Air Force, and what they are discussing, bargaining there currently now is that on how they want to use Tucano jets, applying of Tucano jets, mixer. Because what is their problem? They have come in conclusion that the men of Biafra Liberation Army, the men of Biafra Defense Forces are dealing with them, destroying them on the ground. So now they want to apply on air. They want to come war, bring war, another war against the Okigwe people through air. And this information revealed that by next week, a week from now, they will begin to the bombardments. So that's why I want to use this opportunity to bring to the notice of the international communities, international leaders, bring to the notice of Finnish government, bring to the notice of Lati in Finland to understand that is a currently war that is going on between the Biafra Liberation Army and the Nigerian army, currently going on, and now they want to use Tucano fighter jets to come and destroy people's homes, to come and bombard communities, to come and destroy lives and properties. So I want the international and the local communities to understand what is currently going on in the land of Biafra, especially in Okigwe State. And I want to use this opportunity to call up the sons and the daughters of Okigwe to rise up to hope for them. It is time for the leaders of Okigwe, for the people of Okigwe to rise up against this Fulani terrorist Islamization agenda of hope for them in Imo State, in old Imo State. So this information is what I want to pass to Biafrans so that you will understand what is currently going on. Please, if you are living in the Okigwe axis, I want you to be careful, to be security conscious for now, especially Isi Alambano, Ehimembano, Isiweke, Obo, Onimo, and the Okigwe. These areas has been mapped out for bombardment by Hope Sodema and the Nigerian Air Force. So be security conscious and guard your environment. Report to the Biafra Liberation Army channel any criminality, any criminal movement of Fulanis or Nigerian Army. Just give us the report immediately.
Now, as we all have watched and see the video and listened to what the spokesperson of Biafra Liberation Army has to tell the whole world, especially the Finnish authority that is currently holding, the Prime Minister of Biafra in their custody. I want everybody to pay very close attention to this. This very broadcast, like as I said from beginning, is still going to Finnish authority. Now, I want Finland to understand this. According to the Biafra Liberation Army spokesperson, NJ Makeup, he strictly commented about the plans of the Nigerian government and the governor of Imo State in the person of Hope Uzodinma, their plans to bring in Super Tucano jet that they purchased in United States of America a couple of years ago against Boko Haram. They want to bring it now in Imo State in the east, where there is no terrorist or terrorism, in order to bombard the innocent people's homes in Imo State in the name of looking for Biafra Liberation Army. That is the current plan of Nigeria government in conjunction with Imo State government led by Hope Uzodinma. Now, Finland authorities, I want you to understand that in the same Imo State, where Nigerian government led by Tinubu and Fulani oligarchy, and the Imo State governor led by Hope Uzodinma, in the same Imo State, where they are planning to bring Super Tucano jet to bombard. This is the current news, the current information that is going on in the same Imo State. According to this news, Finnish authority, there is a news platform in Nigeria known as Sahara Reporters. If you want to read it your own, just write this headline on your Google, you will get this news. And the headline says, breaking, armed herdsmen attack Imo State communities, unalive several residents, injured pregnant woman. Unalive several residents, many residents were unalived, and many communities were attacked. And who are these herdsmen? They said here, armed herdsmen. The only people that are called herdsmen in the entire Nigeria are the Fulani people. They are known as pastoralists. They go about rearing cows, taking their cattle to all communities, feeding them with grasses and all that. But these same herdsmen are those that the Fulani Caliphate is now using to terrorize the innocent communities all over Nigeria. They have armed them with AK-47. They are currently armed to the teeth all over Nigeria, all over, including in the east here. So they have invaded a community in Imo State, attacked residents, civilians, innocent citizens, and unalive many of them, which is currently being reported by Nigerian newspaper. Yet, look at the date here. I want Finnish authority to see. This is June 11, 2025. So it is not an old news. This is current news. Something that is going on now in Imo. So Nigeria government has neglected the attacks on the citizens, on the innocent citizens. They neglected it. They are not saying anything about it. They are not doing anything about it. They are not bringing the army to go after the Fulani herdsmen terrorists. And again, to remind the Finnish authority once again, that these same Fulani herdsmen terrorists are the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world. If you go to World Terrorist Index, is there. After the Agatu massacre in Benue State, the World Terrorist Index announced the Fulani herdsmen as the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world, in the whole world, after Agatu massacre. All these things I'm saying are on record. There where you are in Finland, if you check the Google, all the names that I'm mentioning, just type them in the Google, you will see everything from your own location. So I'm not making up any story here. Now, if you read further, among the victims is a pregnant woman, Joy Osita Achugo, which is the name of that pregnant woman, was shot by the herdsmen and is currently battling for survival in a hospital, Sahara Reporters has learned. So I want the Finnish authorities to understand what Simon Ekpa is fighting to stop. All these massacres in Biafraland is what Mazi Simon Ekpa and Joko is fighting to end. Fulani herdsmen terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, Al-Qaeda in Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Lakurawa, Mahamuda, these are terror groups that Fulani oligarchy, Fulani are grouping in Nigeria simply because they want to take over the entire Nigeria and turn everybody, whether you like it or not, you must worship their religion. This is the main thing that is going on in Nigeria. And we from Biafraland, we from the east, we say we cannot allow Fulani from Sahel, from the north, to come down to the east and slaughter us and take over our land. That is why we are fighting to liberate ourselves from Nigeria. And this is why Mazi Simon Ekpa is standing firm to defend his people. He is not a criminal. He has never ever committed any crime, and a freedom fighter can never be a criminal. So I want Finnish authority to understand what the man you are holding is, trying to stop. And that's why Nigeria government, because Nigeria government is empowering these Fulani herdsmen terrorists to do their bidding, because those in control of Nigeria government are the masters of these Fulani herdsmen terrorists. The cattle they rear, the herds, are owned by the Fulani oligarchy, the Fulani top politicians who are in control of politics in Nigeria. They are the owners of those cows that these youths they are using to terrorize communities. They are the owners of those cows. So they are fully in support of what these Fulani terrorists are doing. That's why they will never allow the Nigerian army or police to go against them. Rather, they want to go against the Biafra Liberation Army, which is fighting to stop the incursion and the invasion of these Fulani herdsmen terrorists into the Biafra territory in the eastern part of Nigeria at the moment. I want Finnish authority to understand this. Now, if you read further, suspected armed herdsmen have attacked Agua and other communities in the Oguta local government area of Imo State, leaving several people dead and many others injured. Now, I also want to show Finnish authority one more news before the end of this very broadcast, because, like as I said from beginning, this very broadcast is strictly for Finnish authorities. And this is what is happening currently as I'm speaking now in our land. Now, let us see this one. You see, this is coming from another Nigerian news platform called Daily Post. If you put this name on the Google from your own end, you will see this very news. And their headline says, Herdsmen murder 4 persons in Enugu community. Enugu community. Enugu state is another state in the eastern part of Nigeria, otherwise known as Biafraland. Enugu state, another state on its own. As I'm speaking to you now, the entire community have been thrown into mourning, because these same Fulani herdsmen terrorists, this is the picture. This is the pictures of Fulani herdsmen terrorists. These same Fulani herdsmen terrorists have invaded another state in this east in the eastern Nigeria and murdered people in cold blood, throwing their family members into mourning overnight, just all of a sudden. All of a sudden. So if you read further, they said 4 persons have been reportedly dead after an attack by gunmen suspected to be Fulani herdsmen. Fulani herdsmen, suspected to be Fulani herdsmen in Mbuji community, issues of local government area of Enugu State. Mbuji in Ehamufu is one of the communities in the area that have suffered series of attacks by herdsmen. Community sources disclosed that the victims were attacked on their farms. You see, people that went to their farmlands to cultivate in order to give food to the nation, in order to give food to the people, in order to give food to the entire community. Fulani herdsmen terrorists invaded them and massacred them in cold blood. And as I'm speaking now, the government of Enugu State, the governor himself, Peter Mba, has never issued any official statement concerning this, to condemn this. They have not sent security personnel to go and comb the bushes in order to get rid of the terrorists. They haven't done it. But they are busy sending, delegates, forwarding, the so-called evidences to Finnish authority in order to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. Because these very governors, are working for the Fulani oligarchy. Those who are sending their youth, their Fulani young boys, in the guise of herdsmen, giving them arms and ammunition to terrorize the entire Nigerian state. So they are the ones that made the eastern governors who they are today. They are the ones that made them governor. Like in Imo State, the man who won the governorship election was not the one that they gave it. In fact, was demoted, stripped off his, removed from the governorship position and gave it to a man who took 4th, because that one is the one that agreed to do their bidding. That's why Hope Uzodinma is the governor of Imo State today. So instead of Nigerian Army and Police, Air Force and Navy, instead of them to go after the herdsmen terrorists, the Fulani herdsmen terrorists who are invading communities and unaliving people, massacring the innocent citizens and setting their homes ablaze, they left them. And now they are going after Biafra Liberation Army that is fighting to stop the Fulani incursion in our land, to stop the Fulani herdsmen terrorist invasion of Biafraland, the eastern Nigeria. This is where we are having problem. This is where we are having issues. So I want the Finnish authority to understand this. Please, this is the headline from this very news platform called Daily Post. Once you put this headline on your Google, you will get this news and read it in full details. Thank you, my people. Tosalo Numozia and make it go viral.